Okay, hello again. It's been ages since I've done any videos, and certainly ages since I've done anything on the collectible part of my channel. I kind of started that and almost gave up on it, and I just haven't been doing videos. But I thought I've got a couple of new acquisitions, a couple of models that you can see in front of you, and I wanted to talk about these because I know model dinosaurs is a bit of a niche market. Not everybody collects model dinosaurs. I have done over many years. I used to collect the old sideshow ones, and I often get them from Asia, because there's a lot of interesting dinosaurs in Asia, especially China. I think people are generally more interested there, and there's quite a lot of little studios that make dinosaur models for a living and sell them. And I used to get a lot of my collections from that. I have actually in recent months slowed my dinosaur model collecting right down. I got rid of a lot of them. I had too many to start with, and I'd had a lot of them for some years. I had the big sideshow, a couple of sideshow ones which are sold on the massive Stegosaurus. But what's recently come to my attention actually was a company that I was aware of, but I really didn't look at some of their models are, without question, equally as good as some of these far more expensive models that you would get from one of these studios. Now, the thing with these studio models, and they're normally on Facebook. There's a Facebook group called Dinosaur Market, Dinosaur Darkroom Market. That's it. That's the one. I belong to that. There you will find all these exceptionally fantastic dinosaur models. If you're in, I would recommend looking them up, because if anybody, I'll leave a link if anybody's interested. I'll stick a link in there. If not, I won't. But yeah, they mould these. They do their own moulds, and they're kind of very. The reason they're expensive as well is because they're very limited. Like they might only make 20 or 30 of these models, and that's it. And I think that's partly because it is a niche market, and not everybody buys dinosaur models. It's just one of those things. I don't know why. I mean, I think dinosaurs are fascinating. They lived a long, long time ago. There's plenty of evidence for that, and they're fascinating creatures. I guess the fact that you can't see them anymore, for some people, that maybe that just takes the interest away. But anyway, I just want to get on to. This is a massive box here, and it's the Mamenchisaurus, and it's this company here, Haolonggood. They make these. So this is like a good 2 foot, over 2 feet long, I would say, this box. And I got 2 of these, and they were only £60 each. And getting a closer look here, I mean, look at that paintwork. I don't know how. It really is quite exceptional paint job. I don't know how that focuses. I got this version. This is the more natural looking version. So This is more like what it probably would have looked like. Let's just time that. There you go, that's better, isn't it? And look the detail in the folds and the detail in the paintwork, the way it's nicely mottled together. I mean, it looks so natural. And even underneath, and this is the, you know, and you've got all these different markings here as well. I mean, it's just, I mean, this is really high quality paintwork and sculpting, and on such a massive model. So I bought the natural version because I like that one, and I also bought what's like a bluey grey version. And here's a closer look at this paintwork, and again, the paintwork is exceptional. I mean, I would expect to pay a lot more for these models. I mean, look at the skin folds, the texture, the detail. Everything about these models is absolutely exceptional. And look at that paintwork. I mean, it really is. I would, you know, some of the models I've bought in the past were from professional artists that, you know, paint them, because obviously the mould, they mould them, and they're quite expensive models. But these are exceptional. These are, in my opinion, equally as good, and yet nowhere near the price. I think these are, I paid what, about £60 each for these. They're incredible, absolutely incredible. And I've got another one on order, two more on order actually, of a Stegosaurus. They made a 1/20 scale Stegosaurus, and it's the most detailed and most wonderful colour. It's like a green, a natural green, mottled with browns, and I will do a review of that when it gets here. And that's an exceptional Stegosaurus. I mean, Stegosaurus is one of my favourites, but this is the best Stegosaurus model I've ever seen. Now, they do make all kinds of smaller 1/35 scale. I mean, these are 1/35 scale, and they're big anyway. And so's the Argent, which is even more massive. But the detail is incredible. And I didn't realise until recently they'd done any of these particular figures. So I did I come across the Stegosaurus, and I thought, well, I'll have a look at some more. And I was aware of the company, but I didn't realise, I didn't know about some of the models I'd produced. But the quality is exceptional. I wouldn't say they're all this good, they're not. I look at some of the others and some of the other 1/35 scale, and, you know, I guess it's partially opinion, but it's partially factual that the paintwork on these models can vary. And I think on some of the ceratopsians, it's not as good. Or the version, they normally do about 3 or 4 different colour variations on each of their models, which is a fantastic idea. But some of them aren't all that great, or a little bit more too colourful. Whereas this, I think they've got these two. There is a third variation. I may even get that one. I can't remember what it is. I think it's a green one. But certainly these two variations. This is the more natural. This is probably more like what it would have looked like, or the colours it would have looked like. But I guess this is possible, but probably unlikely. But again, it still is lovely done. It's not overdone, so it is possible. You know, it's a bit like an elephant colour, which, again, it could have been possible. It may well have looked like this. But probably more like that. But I just loved both variations. So, yeah, I'm just so impressed with these models. And for their price, a bargain, absolute bargain. I bought these two actually got from AliExpress. A seller, £57 I think they were. Absolutely incredible price. And I'm overawed with them in person. I'm blown away. The paintwork, the sculpt, everything about them is top notch. So there you go. I haven't done a video for ages, and I've kind of ignored the collectible part of it. But when I got these, I thought I've got to do a video on these. There are other videos out there, I think, but I just thought I'd got to do one on these because I'm extremely impressed by these models. So there will be more. I'll do one on the Argentinosaurus. I have ordered one of those. And what's that? And the Stegosaurus. I really wasn't going to go down the model collecting route again, but these are just absolutely stunning. And the prices are just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous for what they are. So there you go. Anyway, until the next one.